Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Final Fantasy FF12 video, and today we're going to be reviewing 3 units of Final Fantasy 12. So let's get into Fran, who it's a little complicated to review her because she really is only going to be brought for 1 unit. So, well, technically maybe 2, but mostly 1. Cooldown will provide a large mod boost for Balthier's LBs, both of them. 50% fire amp for herself, it's pretty unique at least. 135% fire imperial on a cooldown, that's all it does. But I mean, it's on a free unit, I guess. 400% TDH, 20% magic, true shield wield, whatever. 500% cap. The SLB gives a 400 times mod boost for a cooldown that she and Ashe share. And also 150 times mod boost for her own LB, and the SLB doesn't do any damage, so there's a little problem with that if you're bringing her as a damage dealer, but not too bad. Pretty much dead weight because she doesn't really do anything besides give Balthier LB mod buffs. So you gotta figure out a way to squeeze her into a team because Balthier will do a lot more. We'll be talking about that in his review, of course. And every 3rd turn, he won't be doing any damage with her LB, assuming you're EX3, and assuming you're bringing someone who can chain with her, I guess, or something. Anyways, I don't know how to rescore her because she's only useful if you bring Balthier. If you don't have Balthier, you're probably never going to use her at all. Why would you? So 6.5, because there's just almost no reason to bring her unless you have Balthier, the new Vision Balthier. So 6.5 for Fran. Got Ashe here, New Vision Ashe. And her STMR is only equipped by females, but it does have 90 magic on it, so it's decent. Infinite turns, I know that's pretty surprising. There hasn't been a lot of infinite turn units lately, so that's pretty good. Both sides. Cooldown gives 250% fairy and stone killer to one ally, that's pretty good. 2 turn cooldown, so not too bad. On the brave shift form, 400% spirit true shield wield, that is really good. Normally I don't like this, but on a magic tank, yes, I will take that. She's gonna have insane stats. She has Reaper Stone, human and fairy killers, and she also has preemptive magic cover. I'm not sure if I should mention that much longer because usually tanks have this by now. 100% status immunity to all allies at the start of battle, that's pretty good. It only lasts for 2 turns, but it's pretty good for certain bosses or enemies that may use preemptive attacks, like preemptive status immunity. I don't think there's very many of them. Bahamut, Heavenly Flames Bahamut does do 100% AoE confuse, but not preemptively, but it would still be good against that, I suppose. And I wanted to mention this on one of her chaining abilities, that she does have 150% light and dark resist for all allies. That's really high. That's pretty strong. The normal attack removes all buffs from one enemy. Pretty good. The LB, 7 hits, 35% Mason Peril, 150% magic that can be imbued damage, with spirit scaling, some attack and magic breaks, some mitigation, and also 85% magic mitigation versus machines and stones for all allies. That's not too bad. She would probably be really good against the death machine boss thing. 85% magic mitigation versus the machine, it would be really strong. In her brave shift form, she does have a cooldown 150% machine killer, so that's really strong. I think they learned their lesson, giving 250% killers that aren't on cooldown to an ally like Immortal can do. So I think they learned their lesson with that. 300% spirit true shield build, fine. She's not a damage dealer at all in her brave shift form, by the way. She's a complete support, and with this normal attack, I think it sends it home that she really is. On a normal attack, she does have a 30% stat buff, 200% low burst damage buff, and also some heal. So this could be used in a 1 turn OTK raid type strategy thing that you would like to use. Just 300% easy stat buff, 200% low burst damage buff, pretty easy. If you didn't have anyone else who can do also buffs like that. You just have fire imbue and fire amps. for all allies, and also on her LB, auto revive. This is for all allies, by the way. All these things, 300% stat buff, 250% low burst damage buff, 150% fairy stone and machine killer for all allies. So really good, really good. There are some. There's one more con I think I should have written down, which we'll be talking about shortly. The first con is the better fire amp is for all allies is locked behind EX3, sadly, 45%. And also Mason Pearl only benefits the new Poppy, the new Vision Poppy, because she is a magic finisher that uses maces. Charlotte would also use maces, but she's also a magic tank, so you're not bringing two magic tanks along with you for that. And the LB also has 7 hits in her base form, so not so easy to use with Poppy either, because it's not really helping to chain at all, really, because you want to bring someone who has 27 hits or something like that. That's why my win team is really good, because the Charlotte and also Emperor have 27 hit LBs, so they can fit in and work really well together. So another con is you won't be able to use both sides in one fight. You're bringing her along to be a magic tank, or you're bringing her along to be a support, because you can't. It's really not so easy to shift between them. You could, of course, stay in her base form and use cover and then shift over, but then she might not have as much stats and things like that for her brave shift form to tank the magic damage. So it's a risky move with that. All in all, though, she is a very good unit. Besides those 3 things. Her S-Teamer is very good for both sides, so I'm going to go 9 out of 10 for her. She is a very good unit, that's for sure. I was surprised. I thought she would be the one that's not as good on this banner, but she's actually quite good. Is she better than is she better than other supports? No, not really. She needs EX3 to get her best in fire amp, and it's still not better than Reigns, 55%. And they're probably not gonna beat that anytime soon, but still a very good unit. 9 out of 10 for Ashe for sure. Got Balthier here, Balthier, and his STMR is very good for him, and it's also very good for anyone else. That 50% low burst damage is not tied to anything besides a physical attacker, which of course you would want to bring along anyway since it doesn't have any magic on it. 120 attack, not tied to anything else besides physical attacker requirement. Very good STMR, plus a lot of HP. Very, very good STMR. If you get multiples of him, I would recommend getting multiples of this STMR. So for those of you guys who always ask, hey, should I get multiples of this? Yes. Get at least 2 or 3 if you pull a lot of him, of course. You got to pull a lot of him first. Good luck with that. Infinite turns, yes, he does. He does have infinite turns. Always a good thing in my book. Both sides, 500% cap. Killers, he has machine, avian, beast, and human. I'm not going to mention the values anymore because why? I mean, you can pretty much cap killers at this point if they have enough. 200% LB damage. The base form has 200% TDH. The cooldown, he has a cooldown 180 times mod buff for his base LB. There's some weird thing where it's a 50% chance for both sides. There's like 50% chances on his cooldown there, but they both do the same thing from what I saw. So I'm not sure if they didn't write down the right thing because they both do the same thing. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's certainly really strange. Anyways, his normal attack. I don't know if you mention normal attacks, but both Ashe and Balthier's normal attacks are actually pretty good. So, bolting strike chaining 125 times with 50% defense ignore, and also 50% steal, and also 4 LB for himself. That's a really good normal attack. Normally these normal attacks are kind of mediocre, like they don't really do anything. But these ones are actually pretty good. This is a pretty good normal attack. The LB is 180 times water physical damage. I know it's all kind of low, but that's why you bring Fran a lot, and that's why you have the modifier buff for his LB as well. So pretty good. And that's a one hit, of course. 125% water and peril. This LB is a lot doesn't really have a lot of buffs and everything because he's not SLB, of course, so he's not going to have the killers and all that kind of stuff added on. Pretty good though, pretty good. In the Brave Shift form, fire bolting strike chaining with fire imbue, I guess. 300% TDH, 60 times mod boost for his LB versus certain types, and also his normal attack again, 300 times mod buff, or 300 times bolting strike chaining with a 33 times mod buff. There it is for itself. So 333 times mod bolting strike chaining on a normal attack. So you could use this in a, you could bring this in a dupe and it would be insane chaining just on their normal attack. So just give it, make them dual wield and give them Aurora Scarf or Yeti's TMR, and that's insane damage just from normal attacking. So pretty good. The LB is 25 and then another hit and then another hit physical damage, 120 times versus beast and also against machine and also against human. All those are separate 120 times. I don't know how I feel about these machine, like racial damages. Like they've been in the game for a bit, but they haven't been like up forward like this. Normally they're like it's a huge modifier, but then you get a little added benefit modifier buff if it's against that race. For example, Neo Vision Poppy has a modifier just by itself, but then she gets like a 30 times mod buff versus, wow, this music might be really loud. My bad if it is. I'm turning it down. 30 times mod buff versus plants, for example, and the music was actually going past my threshold. That's weird. Never seen that before. Anyways, he really needs Fran. If you don't bring Fran along, he's pretty much not going to be nearly as good. And I can tell you right now, he probably wouldn't be even near close to the top of the charts. I don't know where he is on the charts, but 690 times mod base LB seems pretty strong to me. The Brave Shift LB, I'm not sure about. I'm not really sold on it, because if you don't fight at least 2 of these races that this LB has, then it's really weak. And if she doesn't fight against any of these races, it only does 1 times mod damage. So I really don't like these things here with where you have to fight a certain race for it to even do damage. It should be a benefit, like an addition, not the sole thing that you bring him for. So the Brave Shift form is okay. I like the normal attack. I like the normal attack of both sides. He's obviously meant to be used in his base form, even though the Brave Shift form has more TDH and also has the imbue. I think his base form is better, just because he's a very strong finisher in his base form, like really strong. As long as you bring Fran, you need to bring Fran. I'm gonna keep mentioning this. You need Fran, and unfortunately, like we mentioned before, Fran is not really that good, other than bringing her. You'll figure out a way. You'll figure out a way to get them to work. But anyways, I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 for Balthier as well, just because he's really powerful, but he has a crutch where he really needs Fran, or otherwise he's doing not nearly as much damage as he should be doing. So that's why he's not getting any higher of a score, because he's kind of tied down, which is kind of funny in a way. So this is actually a very good banner. 2 Brave Shift units, there's 1 SLB, but it's free. 2 infinite turn Brave Shift units. That's like a breathing in the fresh air. There's some fresh air coming into the game again. I'm not saying all SLBs are bad, but it's getting really toxic where you basically need EX3 and everything. I don't know how much more I can handle that EX3 nonsense. These ones, they're not only Ashe's amp is tied to EX3, but this guy he doesn't have any abilities tied to EX3, so you'd only get the normal LB fill in the stat buff, or the flat stats at EX3. So this is a very good damage deal to pull on if you are a new player. For some reason you're watching my channel as a new player, as a new JP player, this is probably a really good banner to pull on. I give this banner definitely a thumbs up. Anyways, guys, this video is way too long. Appreciate you watching. If you watched all the way through, just comment down below whatever you feel like. So appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.